The news day continues here on One News Now Business. I'm Jago Castro. Here are the biggest stories on the economic and corporate fronts. The national government plans to borrow 185 billion pesos from the domestic market next month. The borrowing plan for June is more than 5% higher than the 175 billion peso program for this month. Come June, the Bureau of Treasury plans to borrow 60 billion pesos in treasury bills and 125 billion pesos in treasury bonds. So far this month, the government has raised 148 billion pesos with another T-bill auction scheduled on Monday. The World Bank vows to assist the Philippines in the implementation of its development agenda. World Bank Managing Director for Operations Ana Bierde made the commitment during a courtesy visit to Malacanang. Among the programs discussed were the Teacher Effectiveness and Competencies Enhancement Project, which aims to improve the quality of teaching in kindergarten to grade 6 in several areas in Mindanao. The Philippine Rural Development Project Scale Up for the agriculture and fisheries sectors was also tackled. The World Bank's International Bank for Reconstruction and Development is the country's third largest official development assistance partner. President Bongbong Marcos has certified as urgent the Senate bill seeking to create the Maharlika Investment Fund. In his letter, Marcos Jr. cited the downgrade of the global growth projection due to inflation as reason for the urgency. The move allows the upper chamber to approve the measure on third and final reading on the same day. During the interpellation, Senator Win Gatchalian proposed to exclude the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas as a fund source for the MIF. He noted that the BSP has yet to reach its full capitalization.
Now is a good time to build that capital so that when things go sour, we're ready to respond. And the BSP, being our sole monetary authority, is there to help us.
In response, Maharlika Fund Bill author Senator Mark Villar clarified that there will be a limit for the capitalization. He added that this is subject to review depending on the current situation.
We need access to additional funds because our current fiscal situation does not afford us that kind of flexibility. So this is just the balance that we struck.
As Senator Win Gatchalian proposes removing the Bangko Sentral as seed money source for the Maharlika Investment Fund, a former BSP official shares the same sentiment about tapping the central bank for the proposed sovereign fund's initial funding. Former BSP Deputy Governor Diwa Gunigundo says using BSP funds for the MIF would mean less funds to lend to banks that need financing. Gunigundo also warns that tapping BSP funds may mean that the central bank may fall short of delivering on its mandate of controlling inflation in the country.
Ang BSP po, ang mandato niyan ay panatilihing matatag ang presyo ng bilihin dito po sa ating bansa. To be able to deliver on price stability and financial stability, kinakailangan po ng salapi ng Bangko Sentral. Pero kung ang dividendo ng Bangko Sentral ay kukunin para sa Maharlika Fund, hindi po niya magagawa yon.
The former BSP official also flagged the proposed use of dividends from GOCC, such as government financing institutions, to fund the Sovereign Wealth Fund. This as Gunigundo warns that it is possible that the proposed Maharlika Fund may not reap the desired benefits from the investments that it would go into.
Alam po ninyo, ang pag-i-invest o ang pamumuhunan, maaaring manalo ka ngayon, bukas matalo ka, manalo ka, matalo ka. Ang problema, yan po ay bayarin ng GSIS at SSS kasi yan po ay insurance system para sa ating mga mamamayan na nagretirado na. Yan po yung isa sa mga nakababahala dyan.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Analysts say the Philippine economy and markets are unlikely to be spared from the effects of the U.S. potential debt default. BPI lead economist Emilio Neri Jr. warned that the fallout could lead to some downward pressure on most emerging market assets, and those of the Philippines are included. Diversified Securities Equity under Aniceto Pangan also warns that a default will likely trigger a financial crisis similar to that of 2007. Pangan warns that the Philippines will likely take a hit from the potential global recession. This as the country relies heavily on remittances and business process outsourcing, which contributes a lot to our economy. The U.S. Treasury Department has already warned it would be unable to pay the government's bills beyond June 1 without an increase in the debt limit. However, U.S. President Joe Biden and congressional Republicans on Tuesday have yet to come to an agreement on raising Washington's $31.4 trillion borrowing limit. The National Privacy Commission blames unauthorized GCash deductions on phishing attacks. NPC Commissioner John Henry Naga said the phishing scheme was carried out through online gambling websites. The commission identified the sites as PhilWin and TapWin1.com following an investigation. Naga explained that unknown threat actors took advantage of vulnerable GCash users to disclose their credentials. The digital payment app said it's continuing to improve its security mechanisms such as facial recognition. A recent SWS survey sees joblessness in the country dip in the month of March, but not quite low enough for a full recovery to pre-pandemic levels. In its latest survey, the SWS saw joblessness in the country down to 19% in the month of March. That's equivalent to 8.7 million Filipinos. This is lower than the 21.3% or 9.6 million jobless Filipinos logged in December 2022. However, the latest figure is still higher than the pre-pandemic joblessness rate of 17.5% logged in December 2019. Mark Zuckerberg's Meta has completed the latest round of massive layoffs. But while this round of cuts was announced in March, many projects were put on pause, and workers felt like they were in a state of limbo. The full story courtesy of Bloomberg News.
When the first round of layoffs happened back in November, the 13% cuts of the workforce, employees got the sense that this wasn't the end. Wall Street loved it. And when Zuckerberg started out talking about the company's performance this year, he named it the year of efficiency, and again, the shares popped and said he was going to do more cuts. So although this round of cuts